Yo, what's up, boys and girls, and all my beautiful humans out there? How y'all doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Glad you guys could be chilling with us today. I got my friend here, my dude, my guy, Johnson.
What's up, everybody? This is Johnson. Y'all don't know me, but you will.
He's a little low key right now, but I promise you, he's got some bangers, bro. You should check it out. But first things first, man. How you been? How's the day been? What's been new?
I mean, dude, today has been just, really chill, and that's what I was really wanting to go into this for. Like, it's been, rough couple days, couple weeks, whole semester. You know how it goes.
Yeah, that college student life. I know, man.
And I'm super happy to be here today because I just finished my studio recording class, which I had on Thursdays from 1 to 8:50. It was like an 8-hour applied practicum course.
1 to 8:50, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ, bro. They got you working like a damn shift, bro.
Yeah, dude, yeah, man. It was crazy, but we got it done. We out here.
You're hilarious, man. Yo, so what city are you repping, dude? Where you from?
I represent the greater St. Louis area. Now, don't get it confused. I love St. Louis, but I actually am an Illinoisan. I am from Southern Illinois. I reside in Glen Carbon, Illinois, which is literally the village that is conjoined with Edwardsville, Illinois. For those of you familiar with Southern Illinois University, I basically lived right off that campus my entire life.
So what brought you all the way up to Columbia from going down south? Why wouldn't you just go to ISU down there?
I came to Chicago to just get a change of pace, and it was one of those things where it was I was always intrigued by city life. It's just from the movies I watch, from the media that I consume, and it's all of the biggest guys are from cities. It's like Andre 3000 and Big Boy. They're from Atlanta. You got everybody. It was just representing New York, who's true hip hop. You got there's all of the West Coast guys, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, all of those guys that were really just riding the wave from their peaks when I was growing up as a kid in the early 2000s.
Yeah. So you're just wow, they're in the cities. Maybe that's where I should go.
Yeah, man. It was just huh. There's a lot of trees and deer out here.
That's how I was feeling the same way out in Indiana,
that's probably
man.
not really gonna help get my stuff popped off, but I mean it is what it is, man. I got nothing but love for my hometown area. We got amazing sports culture, amazing food culture. It's low key slept on for how much that St. Louis actually brings to the table.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I've been to St. Louis once or twice with my family. We saw the Arch and everything. What got you into the whole music scene? You know what I mean? You were bringing up people from New York, from California, people that you were looking up to, Ice Cube and stuff.
Okay, so here's the fun fact about that. It's you asked me what brought me up into music, and honestly, it's literally none of those people, with the exception of one of them, that the first one that I mentioned. But I got to give you a little bit of the precursor to it, because growing up, apparently according to the story that my mom always tells people, just she would always when I would ride in the car with her, she would always play classical music and whatnot, and instead of it putting me to sleep like she hoped it would, it actually just kept me engaged. And it's she said I was in a trance. It's I wasn't talking, I wasn't I was just kind of focused and in the zone with it. I was just
you did what every study has ever said about classical music. It focuses the child. He was just into it.
Yeah, I was just I was just mesmerized by just the amount of technical skill that just kind of goes into that level of playing. But from that, and then it was that, and then it was literally the opposite end of the spectrum of whatever my older brother was listening to. So it was I had Bach and Haydn, and then I had Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
It's always the freaking older brother, man. I swear to God.
Yeah, dude. But it was but my brother, he put me onto a lot of great rock stuff that's still holds true with me to this day. Linkin Park's my favorite band of all time. I was big into Fall Out Boy when they first popped off. I was rocking with Bob Dylan, but it's my the biggest inspiration that convinced me to try and attempt music actually was Elton John.
Really?
Yeah, it was just I remember like he had a cameo in like a cartoon I was watching. Don't ask me how, like I can't remember. I think it was like this Bob the Builder type thing. But yeah, no, for sure. But like going back to the whole thing, yeah, with Elton John, it was one of those things where it's like I heard Crocodile Rock for the first time, and it was just one of those things where it was just like it was just a cool, fun, poppy tune. It's like people are dancing, they're moving, they're shaking. It's like, yeah, I totally would love to give somebody that type of experience and just like have like that type of joy with it. And then it's like when I get introduced into hip hop, and it's like I hear just the amount of skill that a guy like Andre 3000 is able to do on his Outkast records. Like for direct influence in music, it's definitely Elton John, and then for indirect stuff, like I watched like this show on Cartoon Network called Class of 3000 that starred Andre as a music teacher. That was like he was like he was a music teacher, and it was like he came into like work in this school in Atlanta for these kids who were about to have their music program cut. And it was just one of those things where it was like all the music in that show, it was just like it really kind of helps sculpt like the personality of like the type of artist that I want to be. And then it's just like from there, like, you know, like obviously being from St. Louis in the early 2000s, Nelly was that guy.
Oh yeah. Nelly's still popping. He's chilling with like country now. He's doing stuff with like Florida Georgia Line or something.
Yeah, well, I'm just like that be as it may, like I'm still bumping Air Force Ones featuring the Saint Lunatics.
Oh yeah, come on. You know everyone's still rocking out the Ride With Me too when it comes on. Everybody knows the chord. Yeah.
Must be the money.
Yup, bro. Yup. Everybody knows it, dude. Freaking Nelly's been killing it, dude.
I say, dude, country grammar. It's going down, baby. Love street in the range. Exactly, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, like, yeah, like I got a lot of deep cuts in terms of like the stuff that is like that I'm into. So it's like I don't really want to like. I like force feed like my like influence on everybody. It's just like you will love this.
You will enjoy this music till the day you die. All right, man. Well, so you're out here in Chicago. You've been chilling for how many years? Have been in Chicago?
This is my 4th year in Chicago.
And you just had your first project, official full project, come out back in springtime. I want to say it was like May.
April, actually.
April, all right.
And it was like funny you mentioned that because today it's been officially 6 days since the 6-month anniversary of the release.
Dang, man. Happy late 6 months. That's what's up.
Thank you.
For Tha Martian Chronicles, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing was a dope project,
dude,
honestly.
Thank you so much.
I got a couple songs still playing on my rotation, definitely.
Oh, really? Which ones you vibing with?
We got Ballad, obviously. Did you do the backups for that song?
Yeah, like that. That was me. Like, can you tell me that you love me?
Dude.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
It cracks me up.
What do you mean it cracks you up, man?
It cracks me up because the way you most rappers don't sing. It cracks me up that like you don't care. You're out there just doing what you want to do, and like I feel like singing, bro, so I'm gonna sing, and it doesn't sound bad at all. Like it goes right with it, you know?
Dude, thank you so much. I mean, like Ballad was one of those ones where I'm so happy where like everything just kind of fell into place because I was just like, F it. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go balls to the wall for it.
Yeah.
Because it was like I had never actually made a beat before I made Ballad.
Really?
Ballad is like the first like full length like instrumental like bed that I made, and I was just very happy to like have that as like the very first thing music wise that everybody heard on the album.
That's wild because it's like out of all the songs on there, it's definitely like top 5 for me, top 3.
Dude, I really appreciate that, and it's one of those things where it's also just like, cause like I tracked everything live, like everything I played by hand. Like there's no loop machines, there's no. I was like, dude, I was literally tracking into Adobe Audition, exporting all of that into Pro Tools, and then just really hoping that I could line it up appropriately. And then I laid my drums on the Pro Tools grid. And like that's how that song came together, and then I've sent it over to my wonderful engineering team, including DJ Hiley B, who mastered the album, and the wonderful Audio Mom, who mixed the whole record. Shout outs to both of them.
Yeah, salutes to you. You guys freaking put together a great project for this boy.
Yeah, like it's like I know that it's like my like story, but they are two very like integral parts on the technical aspect of it.
Yeah, man. It's funny you speak about stories. Like every song has just like so much different connection to it. Like,
yeah,
oh my god,
it was my like it was. And like I don't really want to sound like too full of myself here, but it was like it almost like I really felt like I was trying to like make a cinematic universe with this album. It was like every track I had the goal of it being its own standalone story, so somebody can listen to it and be like, okay, I enjoy this and I relate to this. But then from track 1, part 1, The Martian's Lament, all the way to track 11, All Right, it tells a linear story over the course of just my life experiences living out here in Chicago for the last, at the time then, like 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, no, I definitely see it too, dude. Like, that's how I was gonna say. It's like you're telling a story from beginning to end. Like, you got ups and downs and all arounds through it. You even cut out some of the music and some of it, like
yeah,
with the interludes.
And that was the hard part with trying to do singles for this, because it was one of those things where it's like, if I just give you chapter 6 with no context to what the whole project is about, because I was really secluded about what it was until I released it. People were just like, okay, you got an album coming out, well, what's really going on with it? I'm just like, it's a surprise. I just really need you guys to like be patient with me, because like when I finally get this to come together the way that I want it to, it's going to be something special.
Yeah, dude. I remember I met you in class that like I think it was like a month or two before you were releasing this thing, and you were showing me your Instagram. And you're like, yeah, man, I got this picture up, this one. Like, you're just kind of like fooling with people and messing with them.
You're talking about the Aubrey Plaza promotion, because that was back in February when like you and I first like really started like getting to know each other. And like, dude, it's crazy how like how fast like we become good friends since then. Like, kudos to you, man.
Yeah, of course, dude. Of course.
But it was like back in February. Because I had released one single prior, and it's just like almost like 6 to 8 months since then, since I released anything or like it's like said anything or like released anything like like that had to do with the album. It was like I was in work mode, that like that's why I was like gone for so long.
Yeah, you gotta fund the project.
I'm just like, but then it was just one of those things where I got advice from a teacher and a buddy of mine, about to say my buddy like Terry Clark, shout outs to Tear Bear. he has his own playlist on K-Slew Radio in St. Louis. And so I sent him the track, he liked it, and he said that he was willing to like play it for me, and he's like just to spread the word like about the fact that the album was coming out. So it was like I did this just like exclusive one-time premiere of that song. Just like, and I told everybody about it on Instagram. I went live like 2 days before. I was like, yo, you guys can like hear my project, like hear something from the project on the radio this one night only. And then it was like I just started posting literal just like random candids of Aubrey Plaza on my story to promote it, just like. And everybody's just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, just like was like posting this random chick from Parks and Rec.
Yeah, dude. I know. I was like, who's Aubrey Plaza, dude? Like, I even watched Parks and Rec. I was like, who the hell is that?
She is a lovely woman and a great source of inspiration for this project. That's who she is.
Oh my god,
kudos to you.
Yeah, that Aubrey Plaza track, dude. Oh, that's number one for me, honestly. Like,
Aubrey's number one for you, man.
Dude, Ballad's coming in like top 3, but number 1, if I had to give it to one of them, Aubrey Plaza, dude. It's such a good track.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much about that. Like, I really was like, I didn't want to say that I was like putting like my stock in that one, but it was like it was the one record that was 100% clean. So it was just like one of those, and like I just really liked the vibe to it. So I was just like, I mean, if I was gonna push anything for a follow-up single, it would be this one. And it was just like, it was like people like there's. From what people have told me, there is a definite fan favorite off the project, but unfortunately, it's just not that one. But it's like that's definitely one. Ballad and Aubrey Plaza are two of the ones that like I hold like closest like to me in terms of just like how was like personally I took them when I went about making those projects.
Yeah, dude. Oh, just even like the opening line to it, like a nicotine-filled dream or something like that.
I got
can't
a
remember
new dream scheming about a woman filled with nicotine.
Yeah.
That's the line. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the line, dude. I was just like, ooh, all right, Johnson. Like, I'm down for some heartbreak. Like, let's see what we can do with this bad girl.
I mean, it's not even about say like, and it wasn't even like heartbreak. I flipped it on everybody, and it was just like, it's just like a song about admiration. But then when you listen to it in the context of that chapter, it helps weave to like the outro part, Hometown Girls interlude of Unrequited Love.
Yeah, dude. And then I want to talk about the voicemail in there for, was it the Hometown Girls interlude, right?
Yeah.
Who was that voicemail? Was it real? I don't know.
Okay, so it's like here's the thing about that. That actual sample, that is something that I actually created for a project. Now, don't get me wrong, as like and like he's like what was about to say, like just like fact checking, like everything that was said on that sample was actually said to me in real life. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess like if there was anything that I was gonna like use for inspiration, it would definitely have to be that. Like, and funny thing like about that project, when I had that sample in it, I actually got an F on that project, but it was just like, I was like, all right, teacher, man, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna take this one piece that was like my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on my album, and then it's just like just give it to the world.
Definitely, man. Yeah, no, dude, it fits in well with it. I really like the interludes, and then like the random just breaks you have of like you just go straight to voice. You'll go
my
like,
spoken word parts.
Yeah, dude, it reminds me of like going to like freaking poetry reading or something. The way you keep with the beat and everything, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was one of those things where people have always told me that I have a quote unquote old school type of flow, just because like, you know, I'm not doing like the Future / Migos cadence and everything that I do. But then also like people have also said that like I'm very eloquent and sometimes poetic with how I speak and with how I sometimes perform things. So I decided to like take that and kind of run with it, because I had these verses, those verses I wanted to put beats to them. But then again, it was like another one of those like risks that overall I think in the end did pay off, where it was just like, you know what, let's just go swinging. Opening track, no vocal. The first line you literally hear from me, like stating my case, is "You don't need me."
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, it just makes it so much more powerful, especially.
Like, I set the tone from the beginning.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. Like, they get so, you don't expect them to get that deep. You know what I mean? You don't expect them to take some levels to it, but like you definitely.
And nobody ever does when I perform those. Like, I went to some open mics and I was like, and I would do those pieces to like spread the word about the album just on a more personal and underground level. When I would talk to people after the shows, and they was like, "Yo, man, like I really like was like felt how deep that was. That was really personal. I really messed with that." And I was just like, "Thanks."
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's the honesty there, dude. It's like you really don't realize it, but like honesty goes a long way with a lot of people, especially nowadays.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things where like, if I'm going to give you my first project, I want to give you as much of me on it that I possibly can.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Yeah, and you did 100%.
And then it was like with what I couldn't do, that's where I enlisted the help of other people, including the likes of, you know, Michael Adkins, who sang, it was like the main leading lines on Ballad, and then Osa, who I had that feature on for my lead single, Osa North.
Did you produce any of the other beats on that?
I produced Ballad, I produced Hometown Girls Interlude, and then I co-produced Full Disclosure with Audio Mom.
Full Disclosure was a fun track, dude. That was a fun way to get towards the end, just kind of mess around.
Dude, like when it comes to Full Disclosure, it's one of those things where it was just really crazy. Once again, like the story of just how that song came together. Like it was a very high risk, high reward process, but it was like, I'm not going to settle for anything. This is my first album.
Oh, definitely.
And I was in my recording 2 class, like the spring semester of my sophomore year, like that. Like that's how like long like it was really taking like get this stuff put together. But a classmate of mine had brought in a band to record, because we were split into 2 teams, and so one group tracked a band, the other group tracked another band. The band that he brought in, they were just like this neo jazz like fusion type band. I believe their name is Android Mandela or Zoo Funk U. It was one of those 2 bands.
All right.
But yeah, no, like, but like it was the guy Connor Bernard, And I remember they were like, this was like I wasn't in my friend's group when he was tracking, so I was just in the back and I was like, kind of nodding off, just like being a jerk. Yeah. It's like, I ain't got nothing to do, I'm chilling. But no, like they did 2 songs, but on the second one they completely flipped it on the get down part, and it was just like this mad less like funky groove. And I heard it and I was just like, I need that. And it was like literally just my same friend, he brought them back to record his final project, and so I totally was just like, all right, they're like, this is like my one shot to get this. So I went in and I crashed their recording session.
Oh my god!
Like literally,
bro.
like here's the thing though, like the group was like all of my friends from that class. It was my buddy Marshall, my buddy Will, my buddy Ryan.
Yeah, so they're all like, "Come on, bro, come on in." They're
Like, yeah,
whatever.
no, but I walked in, I was sitting on the session, I was listening to them, and they were doing something completely different. They were like doing bluegrass stuff for that project. But like they were taking a break. I walked up to him, I talked to him, I told him who I was, what I was about, and like I just talked to him, was like, yo, from one independent artist to another, I would really appreciate it if I could get your permission to sample this. And he was like, sure, man, totally. And I was like, I got the stems from Marshall, and like, so I had the samples to chop the beat up. And it was one of those things where it's like, awesome, I can't believe I just got this. Now how am I gonna make this beat? I'm not a producer.
Like, all right, great, we
It's
have
just like,
it.
it's
but
like
what?
I knew exact, like I do, like I had the verses written, like I heard the beat, I put the hook to it, like everything was there. I just had to figure out how to get the actual instrumental bed down.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I enlisted the help of of my team. Ms. like Audio Mom came through and like really helped put it together sonically.
Shouts to Audio Mom.
Shout outs to Audio Mom. Jackie, I love you. It's just like it's just fantastic. Love all around. But yeah, so full disclosure, like, so you said, I want to hear like where you rank the songs on the album, like if you can do that for me, in all honesty.
Oh, and
So you said Aubrey.
yeah, I'll give you my top 3.
Okay,
All
your top 3. Go for it.
Aubrey Plaza's obviously number 1.
Okay.
Like that one, I rock with too hard, dude. It's like I know exactly how you're feeling on it, where you're like, God, I love you, but I love you so much to where like it's okay if like as long as you're happy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. And then number 2, I might actually put it's between Full Disclosure and Ballad. I'm because they're both fun songs. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're really messing with the groovy stuff.
Yo,
like,
dude, I love groovy beats. I love getting funky, dude. Oh, it's great.
All right.
But no, if I had to, I'd go Aubrey Plaza, Full Disclosure, and then Ballad for my top 3.
All right, for sure, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, it's like, and that's one of those things where it's like I've definitely wanted to like also show like those personality types within myself. It's just like, yeah, sometimes I'm crooning. Sometimes I like, there are days where I literally feel like I'm like the Chicago equivalent of Daredevil. I'm just sitting on rooftops, just watching everything happen in the city. And I'm just like, and that's where stuff like Vacation or like Can't Handle This happen. And then it's just like, there's stuff that's like spirit lifting is like Thank You or Ballad, and then it's just like the groovier stuff like Aubrey and Full Disclosure.
Yeah,
where
dude.
I just I wanted to my mission objective for this was like when I first started this project, and something that still reigns true to when I want to do live shows. I want to make music people can snap to. Boom, doom, doom.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I could definitely rock with like a funky beat, bro. I gotta have something to dance to, and then like the singing too. Like it just gets me, man. I love when artists try something different, just literally put up their middle fingers and just go with it. Like, let's see what the hell we can do with it. Like, I could see you up in the mic and, oh, yeah. Fucking, like, singing with your eyes closed, getting all up in there, dude.
Yeah, but
Full disclosure.
the recording process for that one was definitely a doozy, trying to land those vocals down.
Oh, I know, dude. Yeah, like I said, like, your voice and everything, it just... I can't see you hitting high notes, but you make it work, bro. Like, you get as high as you can, at least. Like, that's what's up. Yo, homie, we have been talking now for a little bit, and I just wanted to let's take a break. Let's chill for a second. All right, we're gonna take a Mario Kart break.
All right, for sure.
Yeah,
Oh man, I wish I would have brought my 3DS.
Bro, I got my Switch right here. We're good.
I left it at the crib. My bad.
And we're going to let these people get a little taste of your music. All right, while we play some Mario Kart.
Dude, that's dope. time coming. I always wanted to do a song like this. Ah, yeah. Johnson. I don't wanna be a rapper, don't wanna be cool, I just wanna be a man right now. I've been trying to be happy, been trying to find peace, I don't even think I can like how. Always losing my wits with my crew with the shit, so you know they hold me down. When dealing with these lame ass creators who've been trying to tell me later cause they all got doubts, they was like, yeah, you can never do that. How you trying to win, starting last at the track? Heart on attack, wishing that I wasn't whack, hoping that I'll never be somewhere stuck on my ass. Pass, leave your pain there and relax. Baby, keep working when you feeling taxed. Yes, now the work is too stressful, but when you successful, they'll ask you what magic was that. Flash forward for hope, we move toward.
All right, so as you can see, we got a little intense during Mario Kart. Johnson had to take his jacket off.
Just a little toasty.
But
still cool on that.
Let's get back to this album a little bit more, all right? So the song we had going right now was All Right. That was like the fan favorite, or what you were saying, the fan favorite was Vacation.
Yeah.
So why All Right? What do you like about it so much?
All Right was one of those ones where it was the last song that I was able to put on the project. I collaborated with the producer Woozy Boy. He was a colleague of mine in the audio department, but it was one of those things where I was mad stressing out about the album's length time, because I really wanted to get it over 30 minutes to really consider it like a full-length LP. And it was one of those things where just like the stuff that I was getting I liked, but it was just like it just felt like it was over bloating the other two chapters in the story, like, because I broke the album down essentially into like three chapters, and they're led by those spoken word parts. So with part one, The Martian's Lament, that goes into like these themes of just like loneliness and unrequited love and that type of stuff. Chapter 2 goes into existentialism. Chapter 3 goes into hope. So I wanted like one last like hopeful like kind of anthem. And so that's why I went with All Right, and that's why I feel like everybody needed a song like that. And it's actually been a very popular one based on what people have told me. I've performed that one the most when I do live shows, like when I go out and I make small quick appearances and I got like time to do one joint, I'll do that one because it just gets everybody's like energy like turned up, and it's just a really good experience for everybody.
So with it being The Martian Chronicles, all right, it obviously is a dumb question, but is there going to be a part 2, man?
I mean, so here's the thing about that. I'd say, with it being titled The Martian Chronicles, this was a series of like interpersonal stories that represented this time. Now, I have no problem somewhere in the future, if the situation calls for it, doing a follow-up, just depending on if there's enough material and there's enough demand for it, for just like for people to hear more of like that real personal stuff. I know that we're in more of a more carefree type of vibe, so that was also pretty much the biggest risk with releasing this project in this like social environment of the type of stuff that people are doing. Like, people are releasing almost like 2-hour long streaming monstrosities that are just straight trap anthems from start to finish. And so for me to come out with just like this 30-minute LP where it's like we're literally, for like good majority parts of it, it's like I'm not even like barred up or just like really like going into like the more like conventional stuff that's happening right now. It was definitely just something that I was very conscious about, but that was completely off tangent from whether or not and I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine, bro. You're fine. No.
Like you asked me like would I make another sequel, and like I would, but just like I have to live more life first.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta get some more stories in there. Yo, so with all these stories that added to this album, what if you could tell me one? All right, could you tell me one? What's your favorite story that really inspired it from all these albums or from all these tracks?
My favorite story? That's a great question, man. I mean, if I got to keep it a buck with you, I really think it's Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah?
I think Aubrey Plaza was my favorite story to tell just because of how soulful it was. And it was just like, fun fact, the majority of these songs were written on bus trips. I would commute from St. Louis to Chicago in my earlier years, like when I first moved out here, on the mega bus because I couldn't afford like Amtrak or to fly home.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was just one of those things where I remember, like, I got the beat and I was on my way in to pay the producer for the beat, and it was just like I was writing the lyrics down and it was just all coming to me. Like, it was like so well put together, and so it was like that was probably my favorite story to tell. Like, I finished the song, I was like, I guess I got to give this thing a title since it's basically done. And I went home, I put on Parks and Rec on Netflix, and I just saw her, and I was just like, Aubrey Plaza.
That's my girl.
Like, I'd say that's my boo thing. There
All
we
right,
go.
man. Well, yo, thank you again for coming in, dude. Where can people get the album? Where can people hear you, dude?
The album is available everywhere on all major streaming services: Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music. You can buy it off of Amazon if you want. I also put it up on my SoundCloud, and there's a free Bandcamp link. Download if you can't afford it. I wanted to make sure accessibility to my first album was of the highest priority.
Definitely, man. Yeah, no, we're gonna throw a link in the description for you guys. Check him out. Show him some love.
Instagram DP_Johnson.
Add him. Instagram is DP_Johnson. He is hilarious on there. You guys can ask him some questions, really get to know him a little bit better. I'm Steve T. Thank you for chilling with us today, boys, girls, and all you beautiful little humans out there. This is Chillin' with Steve T. WCRX.
Thank you, you beautiful people.